today we're gonna check out Torino in 2 colors. Remember, you can find the style at Wig Studio One. If you go below the video, expand the description box. I'll attach a direct product link in the description. If you click on the link, it'll take you out to the site where you can see all of the colors and the pricing for this style. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any questions, please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com. Shag styles are definitely the superheroes of the hairstyle world. We can always see a certain version of the shag style. It's always popular throughout the decades. This one does give me a very heavy retro vibe, circa 1980-ish. It is flippy. It has layers everywhere. I think it can be super flattering. So right around 5 inches to begin with, right there at the front. And again, everything is layered, everything is flippy. That kind of boils down into a 9-inch piece, then further down. And then all throughout the back, you've got all of these flippy, shaggy layers, a pretty long nape actually. And we're looking at about 10 to 11 inches overall at its longest length in the back. Now this one features the new cap by Belle Tress, which is an extended lace front, extended left monofilament side part, a really beautiful monofilament feature here. We're going to get up close when we talk about this color. Remember, this one, as well as the others in that City collection by Belle Tress, are heat friendly. Beautiful, soft, silky fiber. And you can take your heat tools to it. It is very impressionable, just using the heat of my hand to kind of sweep the fiber away. You don't need any product. It's a light, wispy movement. The density on this one is extremely light. And they have perfected this at Belle Tress, honestly. We all want a nice, light, natural density. In addition to all of this layering though, each one of the fibers is very fine. It has excellent coverage to cover up the wefts, but you will really enjoy this wispy, feathery movement. There's really no soft, pillowy permatease anywhere on this style, just maybe a little bit of that pre-tease just to cover up wefting and so forth. It doesn't add volume. So if I accidentally call this one Torani, you'll know why. Torani was a style in the Cafe collection by Belle Tress, and it was all has to do with coffee and so forth in that collection. And this one is Torino, but they so much remind me of each other. Torani is a short to mid-length shag style cut just like this, but it's not as heavily layered, okay? It still has some flippiness to it. It's about this length, but it has a little thicker density just because it doesn't have all of this layering. So if you liked the Torani in the Cafe collection, just like to kick it up a notch with more layering, I think this Torino would really suit you well. And this one is in the color Crushed Almond R. It's a soft, creamy, light blonde blend. We have some sandy blonde, some light kind of goldish creamy blonde, and then we have some platinum in there as well. And it's supposed to be on a lighter brown root. Now that root indeed is a little bit lighter. You can see that. Sometimes the camera does emphasize the darkness of a root because it tries to emphasize the contrast. So here we have Torino and Beige Linen Blonde R. And I have looked inside of the box and I removed the tags. I inspected it. I always like to do that before I put it on, just because if there's any defects, of course I can address that before even getting it on camera. But the other thing is, sometimes I'm not aware of something until I see it in editing. So if I can check it out really well ahead of time, I think that's just best for the review overall. What I found was that these 2 styles are exactly alike. There's really no variance in the style and the density and the permatease. So this Beige Linen R, and I've talked about this before in other videos, I really love it. It's just a really creamy yet toned down blonde. So it's not quite an in-your-face blonde, and I really love it. It has a mixture of some warmer and some neutral and some cool, and this makes it firmly neutral, and that root is not too dark, in my opinion. So I want to take a look at this cap on the inside, but I first want to talk about the sizing. So Belle Tress sizing usually runs a little bit large. In fact, in the Cafe collection, it really accommodated an average to large circumference much better than it did a petite to petite average. However, with the advent of these Velcro style adjusters, I'm getting a much better fit. For my petite average circumference, I still have to cinch it in as far as it can go because the sizing is still a bit large. But with the Velcro adjusters, it doesn't tend to slip out throughout the day. So I'm really enjoying that. There is your temple to temple lace front. It does extend back into the ear tab. A nice long monofilament lace part. There's no seam, a nice wide parting space, a covered ear tab, closed velvet with long sturdy stays, an extended felted nape with the Velcro style adjusters, lots of wefting and lots of stretch. I'm going to go ahead and make an adjustment here and put it on. This is the way it comes right out of the box. So there's a little bit of lift and contour, which is consistent with all this flippiness everywhere on this one. Look at that lace front, guys. It's knotted every other hole or so. They bring the highlight right up to the lace front, which softens that root tremendously. It's seamless. I cannot tell where this cap begins and the lace front ends. That is the hallmark of a well done lace front. I didn't really have to do anything to the other one. I just kind of swirled around. I shook it out real quick. And this is kind of what you get right out of the box. Lots of little short flippy layers everywhere. This is above the shoulder. I would imagine you would get some really good longevity from this style. You know, the ear tabs fit so nice, so flush to the head. They don't curl up. They go in front of the ear. Even though I'm a petite average circumference, I'm just thrilled with the fit. It really opens up Belle Tress to me more so. And because it's one of my favorite brands, I always made adjustments for it. I thought, oh, well, I love the style, so I'll put up with the large cap and the gaps and the adjusters and things, and now we don't have to. So look at this. Now it's heat friendly, and I don't know if I'm really a big fan of these huge flips in the back. I think I would want to subdue that a little bit. It is definitely super cute. It actually reminds me of the Storm style by Noriko. So if you like a lot of the Noriko shag styles, the Belle Tress is coming out with a lot of shag styles that look similar, but have the upgraded monofilament features that make it so realistic looking. Plus it's that heat friendly fiber. And again, you can use heat to tweak this however you want. I'm a fan of the contour. I think you all know that by now. So I'll be using my hands to kind of sweep that back and away from the face. I have a feeling that I'll love wearing this tucked. Shag styles look amazing when they're tucked. There's so much you can do. Look at that. That's a nice chic look.